All right, hello third grade. Happy Monday. Today and tomorrow for language arts, we're going to be going over contractions. So today we're going to be learning about a pronoun and a verb, combining them together into one word with contractions with apostrophes. So let's go over what it means. So a contraction is going to be a shortened form of two words. So we're taking two words and we're putting them together. An apostrophe, this is an apostrophe, shows where one or more letters are left out. So we're going to take letters out of the second word and replace it with an apostrophe to combine it together. So an example would be we're going to take the pronoun I and the verb am. We're going to take these two words and combine them together into one word. So we're taking I, the pronoun stays the same. So when we make our contractions, all the pronouns are going to stay the same. Then we're adding an apostrophe and we're taking away the A. So the A disappears. We're adding an apostrophe and then keeping the M. So I am turns to I'm. And we see that we are taking some letters out. So we're taking the A out and we're replacing it with an apostrophe. So contraction is, again, two words made shorter by placing an apostrophe where letters have been taken out. So writing contractions properly is simple when you know the general rule of creating contractions. So we're going to go over some rules on how we can make contractions. So we're going to start with some examples. We're going to be going over 4 different verbs that we're going to be changing into contractions. So we're going to learn the rules for these 4 verbs, and then I will show you the next slide that we'll go through is just going to be all the examples. So we're going to be working with the verb will, and I'll underline that. We're going to be working with the verb have, is, and are. So these are going to be the 4 verbs that we're going to go through, and we're going to go through all different pronouns. I, we, she, and they are the ones we're going to go through with examples. So if I read this sentence, it says, I will go running today. So the pronoun in the sentence is I, and the verb is will. So I'm going to make this into a contraction. Remember, contraction is where we're taking two words, bringing them together with an apostrophe. But our apostrophe replaces some letters. So my pronoun's going to stay the same. It's always going to go pronoun, apostrophe. So I, apostrophe. For will, the rule for will is the W and the I gets taken away, and that goes to the apostrophe. And then once the W and I go to the apostrophe, all I'm left with is LL. So it'll look like this. I'll go running today. So I will, when we see will, the W and the I go make an apostrophe and the LL stay the same. So it goes pronoun, apostrophe, LL. That's what we do when we want to make will, the verb, into a contraction. So then we have never seen the Grand Canyon. So remember, pronoun stays the same, we, and then we add an apostrophe after the pronoun. So will and have are going to be the same because have, the H and A, that turns into apostrophe, and I keep the VE ending. So we've, never seen the Grand Canyon. So these two are kind of the same. So I, apostrophe, LL, the W and I gets replaced, and here the H and A get replaced. So whenever we're working with have, the H and A turn into an apostrophe, and we keep the ending. So we have we've. And our next one is she is playing soccer right now. So we have our pronoun she, and it's at the beginning of the sentence, so I'm capitalizing. She, pronoun stays the same. For is and are, only the first letter disappears. So for she is, the I changes to an apostrophe, and the S stays at the ending. So she's playing soccer right now. So now, this one's a little different from, because will and have, we're taking away the first 2 letters and changing that to an apostrophe. But for is, just the first letter gets changed into an apostrophe. So she is turns into she apostrophe s. And then our last one, they are going to the movies. This pronoun and verb are going to be just like she is, where we're keeping the pronoun the same, but our apostrophe is just going to represent the A. So then we're keeping our ending RE. They're going, to the movies. So this is how we can see our contractions being made. So usually our apostrophe takes the place of either the first two letters, W and I, H and A, or just the first letter, I and A, and then we keep the ending. So now let's do some examples. And if you have a piece of paper and a pencil, I would encourage you to take it out and practice and write down some examples. Practice writing them. So this is going to be all the pronouns. So again, we have our 4 verbs: are, is, will, have. So we're just going to go through one each. We just did they are, so let's do we are. So again, we have our pronoun and then our verb, and then we're combining it together. Remember, the A turns into an apostrophe, and then we add the RE. So we are, we're. And then we just did she is, but it's the same with he is. He is our pronoun, is our verb. Our apostrophe takes the place of I, so it'd be HE, he, apostrophe for the I, and then S, he's, he is. We also again have will, and it's going to be the same rule for all of them whenever we use the verb will with the pronoun, and we want to make it a contraction. It's going to start, let's do it. So our pronoun is it, and then we have will. Our pronoun stays the same. Our apostrophe takes the place of WI, and then we have LL, it'll. And then same with have, it's just like will, where our apostrophe takes the place of HA, so it goes apostrophe and ends in VE. So this is what we're going to practice writing. So you have to make sure, look at the pronoun. Pronoun comes first, and remember to capitalize it if it's at the beginning of a sentence. Then we add our apostrophe, and then depending what verb we use, depends on what the ending is. For our apostrophe takes the A. Is, our apostrophe takes the I. Will, our apostrophe takes the place of WI. And have, our apostrophe takes the place of HA. Alright, take your time and make sure to pause here and go over it, look at the rules, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.